Okay, so if you are a family lawyer looking to run Google Ads, or maybe you're a marketer looking to run Google Ads for a family lawyer, you're at the right place because today I'm going to show you the back end of how we've been running Google Ads and how we have been generating results for not just family lawyers, but just lawyers all across the board. We have clients all throughout the US, a few outside the country. But in this specific video, I'm going to share with you the back end stats and some pointers, some tips to run your Google Ads campaign properly so that you can generate high quality exclusive leads for your business or for your client. All right. So as you can see here, this is one of our client here. He is a family lawyer targeting divorce, general family law cases, child support. So those are his like bread and butter, right? And you can see here, he spent over $100,000 with us on ads, and you can be sure he's getting a good positive return on investment. Otherwise, he wouldn't be running ads with us today. So he's been running with us for a while, right? As you can see here, here's our little chart. But we have a ton of data, okay? So over $100,000 in data for just family lawyer. And this is just for one of our clients, by the way. We have a ton of clients, right? So the number that we really want to look at is the conversion rate. Obviously, the cost per conversion, cost per lead is going to vary from location, right? You might be in a more competitive city, might be in a more populated area, whatever the case might be. That cost per conversion is basically telling you cost per lead, right? How much you're paying per a phone call, or how much you're paying somebody to fill out a contact form, right? A lead for your business, potential new case, okay? But the number we're going to jump into and look at here is the 24.85%. Now, that is something that really differentiates what we do as a marketing company compared to a lot of other marketing companies, right? If you have ran Google Ads in the past, or ran some type of marketing campaign for yourself, and you look at this number here, this number is probably not anywhere near that, right? Your conversion rate is probably going to be anywhere between 6 to maybe 12% on the high end. So just the fact that we have a really high conversion rate, that is our bread and butter, and that's what differentiates us and how we get clients such awesome results. Okay, so on average, we want to be at 20%. And then anything above that is just a cherry on top. Okay, so our goal really is to get this to like about 30 to 40, right? The higher this conversion rate number is, the more calls, the more lead volume is coming into your business, right? So if your campaign is converting at a high level, that means your campaign is working. Okay, so if you are anywhere between 6 to 8%, that means you're kind of average. That's about, I would say, 90% of advertisers on Google. That's what their conversion rate is looking like. If you hire a marketing company, or if you set everything up properly, on the high end, like I said, you'll probably be around 12%, maybe even 15%. 15% was probably going to be really good, but more average wise on a good end, 12%. But where you want to be at is at that 20% mark or above. Okay, and some months we actually crush it for him, we'll actually see 30 to 40%, right? The market is going to fluctuate on a monthly basis, obviously, but on average 25% is solid. And that's how you're going to have a profitable campaign, right? So this number here is also very important because you don't want to overpay for leads, right? This number you could be too aggressive on your Google Ads campaign. And this tends to happen a lot if you are running some type of smart campaign, some type of automated bid strategy where you allow Google to control your campaign, right? So Google is a business, right? They have their best interests in mind. So what their goal is to get advertisers to spend as much money as possible on their platform in order for them to be profitable, right? So that's why it's not always the best idea to do an automated campaign, right? So if you do a smart campaign or some type of automated bidding strategy, then what you're essentially saying is, hey Google, go ahead and just run my campaign for me and try to generate me some leads, right? And what Google's going to do, and they do a good job of doing that for you. However, they're just going to charge you a little bit more, right? So the cost per click is going to go up, And if the cost per click goes up, then your cost per lead is essentially going to go up as well, right? So if your cost per click, that means every time someone's clicking on your ad, you're going to get charged a little bit more than if someone was to, if you were to run a manual campaign where, you're going in and actually, having more control over your campaign, how much you want to pay per click, how much you want to, spend towards the specific ad group or campaign or whatever the case may be, right? So just doing a manual campaign, right, where you're going in and manually monitoring it, obviously, if you are a lawyer, you don't have time to do that, then that's when you should hire on a marketing agency, right, who specializes in putting together this type of campaign, right, and it's going to save you a lot of money in the long end, or in the long run, and you're going to actually make more money, right, because the job of a specialist, of a marketing specialist, that specializes in family law, or in lawyers in general, putting together a campaign for lawyers, is number one, to get your conversion rate as high as possible, so that way your that lead volume is coming in, and then also keeping your cost per lead as low as possible, right? So you're paying less per lead and your conversion rate is high. So that means you're going to get a ton of traffic coming in, or a ton of leads coming in, I should say. And that is how you get a profitable campaign. All right. So I'm not going to show you my keywords and uh, ad copy and things like that. I'm not going to dive into that deep, because if I do that and I put on YouTube, everyone's going to copy what we got going on, and it's the strategy is not going to work anymore. All right, so cost per conversion needs to be as low as possible. Conversion rate needs to be as high as possible. Now, one of the things that I get often is, hey, Jordan, I run a Google campaign. Okay, I get that conversion rate needs to be high, cost per lead needs to be low. I should do manual monitoring campaign and not allow Google to spend my money for me. However, when I do run a ads campaign, I get calls from different areas that I don't want to target, right? I'm getting calls out of state, or maybe from a city that I don't want to target, or I don't cover that area, or maybe I'm getting calls that are irrelevant, right? It's not even a case that I want. All right, so I'm going to address the first part. The first objection is probably I'm getting out of the area calls, city that you don't cover. So I'll actually throw you a tip here. So we're going to go into locations. And what we're going to do is go into the exclude as. Notice that you can see this whole entire US is blocked out, right? Is red. That means that we are not targeting, where our ads are not going to show up in those areas. And if someone in our area is searching for a lawyer out of state, right? Let's say they do live in your area, but they're calling for maybe their friend or something in California. That means our ad is not going to show up as well. So making sure that you are excluding, right, all these states that we don't want to target, and even cities, right? So excluding all these states is going to do that job for you. Another thing to do is, if we jump into settings right here, right, and we go to locations, right? If we go to right here, this is a really important setting that a lot of people actually miss, and especially if you don't put together, if you don't know how to run Google Ads or never done it yourself, and you tend to miss this part, and then you start spending a lot of money and wondering why you're not getting a lot of leads, right? So you want to target people in or regularly in your targeted location, right? Google is going to select this option for you at default. So what the difference between these two is that you only want to target people who are in your target location. Now, as a default, Google is going to actually show your ads to people who are not only in your target location, but also who have shown interest in your target location, right? So, for example, my client here is in New York, right? And if this option was selected, that means that if someone from California searched up, family lawyer or lawyer in New York, then your ad is going to show up. And that's not what we want, right? And you might say, hey, that they might be calling for the grandparents or friend or whatever it is. And that may be the case, but it's not highly targeted, right? We want to highly target a very specific lead that we want, right? The higher the chances of turning into new business for us, right? So make sure you have this one option selected, right? We want people in our location, right? People who are most likely going to become our client, right? So the second part here is excluding, right? And at default, people in your excluded locations. Now, we want to select the second option right here, right? So we want to exclude everybody who is in or who has shown interest in our excluded location, right? So that's going back to what I was saying before. Let's say, the client's in New York and someone lives in that targeted location, but they search for, the family lawyer in California or in a different area. We don't want our ads showing up, right? We want someone searching up for us in our area. Okay, so that is really important. Okay, so that is how you're going to get highly targeted prospects and hot leads for your business. Now, what is the result of that? Okay, and before I actually show you the result of that, let me just show you the reason how we have such a high conversion rate. Okay, so you're probably wondering, okay, Jordan, I need a little bit more information from you. All right, so I know that you gotta get high conversion rate. That's pretty obvious, right? I'm suffering at 6 to 10%. I'm about to shut this off because we're just wasting money and we're not profitable. We're not seeing a lot of leads. Okay, so the number one reason why your conversion rate probably isn't high is because you're sending your traffic to a website, right? You might have spent a lot of money on your website. Your website might look beautiful. It might be the best in the market compared to your competitors for whatever reason. But I'll tell you this, if you are running ads on Google, okay, if you're running ads in general, right, you want to send them to a landing page, right? That is the new way. That is the new trick to having a high conversion rate. And that is the number one biggest mistake most, not just lawyers, but businesses in general who are advertising on Google. That is the number one mistake that you are making. Okay, so if you are, what is the difference, right? That's probably your question. The difference between a website and a landing page is that a website is more general information, right? If someone wants to learn more about you, your awards, about you, about what you've done and things like that to check you out, then you send them to your website, right? That's the perfect time to send them to your website. Now, if you are running ads on Google and someone is searching up, family lawyer on Google or criminal defense or accident lawyer on Google, it means that they have the intent, right? They have already taken an action and they're going out of their way and searching for a specific service, right? This is a hot lead. This is somebody that, needs some type of consultation or something has happened and they need something ASAP. Right. So people who are searching on the internet, they have a very short attention span, right? We're in this instant gratification world now, especially with the internet, right? So when they're going on the internet and searching on Google, looking for your services, chances are they need it right away. They want something right now. Okay. So instant gratification. And if you are sending your traffic to a website, there's going to be a lot of distraction links, right? There's probably you might have a chat pop up, you might have it about us, a contact us, testimonials, case studies. You might have a bunch of all these links of your team, your articles that you've written or news that you've been featured in, right? So a lot of crazy things, a lot of stuff going on your website. Now, people who are searching on the internet, they literally have an attention span of a goldfish. Okay, so that's what you got to think. You have about 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds from the page loading up, which may take 1 to 2 seconds depending how long your website takes to load up. Right, if you have a lot of information, it might take up to 3, 4, 5 seconds, and from there you've lost the traffic. Okay, that's why you're not getting leads. So you need the page to load up within 1 to 2 seconds or less. The sooner the better, right? And so you have about 3 to 4 seconds to spare, right? So within those 3 to 4 seconds, you want to be able to convert that visitor into a lead for your business. And how do you do that, right? You either get them to call you or fill out the contact form, so that you can follow up, that gets sent to your intake so you can follow up. Right. So the only way to do that is sending it to a landing page designed to do just that, that focuses on that call to action. Let me show you what it is. Okay. So I searched a family lawyer landing page. I mean, this is a very basic landing page. We've done lots of testing on our end. You can tell we spent millions of dollars, and we have millions of dollars in data to know what works and what doesn't, right? So there's a lot of landing pages for you to look at. I'm just going to show you this one. It's a little basic, but it gets the idea, the concept, okay? So as you can see here, this landing page, it doesn't have any links, right? It doesn't have the about me link and, pop-ups or anything like that. It's basically a one pager that gets straight to the point, right? So if someone searches up for divorce, family law, it gets taken to this page, which is exactly what the person is looking for, right? If they are looking for a divorce lawyer, you don't want to send them to a child custody page, right? And if you are, for example, if you're running an ads to get more DUI clients, you don't want to send them to even a general criminal defense. You can send them to a general criminal defense, but the more specific, the better. Okay, the higher your conversion rate is going to be, right? So from here, the visitor, which is us in our case right now, we only have really two options, right? We can't really click around. We don't have a chat pop-up option, right? The only thing we can really do is call this number, which is call for a free consultation. That is the call to action. Or they can press this button, which will probably, get them to fill out this form. So if you click on that, then a form might pop up, or it might just, scroll down a little bit and make us fill out this form and then get a consultation out of that, right? So that is the difference between a landing page and a website, right? So hopefully that is very easy to understand. And that is why you are able to convert not only at a higher rate, but a lot more efficiently, right? Because you're not sending it to a website. So that is the difference. Now I'm going to show you the results of that. All right. So you're probably wondering, okay, if I did all this, if I put all this together that you just showed me, what does it look like? So here's the exact client that I showed you the campaign for. And as you can see, we've generated 190 calls within the last 30 days, which is pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. So calls are consistently flowing in every single day. These are from highly targeted prospects for your business, right? People who are searching up for you in your area for your services. All right. So as you can see here, we do run a criminal and a family lawyer campaign for him. Let's just look at since I showed you the family lawyer campaign example. So 132 calls in the last 30 days, right? So pretty cool. And if we did just criminal, 60 calls. So he focuses more on his family lawyer campaign. That is his bread and butter. And then he throws in a little bit of criminal. We have a smaller criminal campaign, I should say, for him. But essentially, if you are doing it right, if you just put together everything that I talked about, obviously you want to be, have the right keywords and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not too complicated. Then you'll start getting a lot of phone calls coming for your business and a lot of opportunities to get more cases, grow your business, bring in more staff, and essentially see yourself grow, right? So this is the system that, we build out for all of our clients. We have tons of data here. So if this is something that you're looking for, if you are looking to build a system for yourself, maybe you are a family lawyer, or maybe you're just a lawyer in general, criminal, whatever it is, we can definitely help you out. We service a lot of local service-based businesses. So, we work with all types of service-based businesses, lawyers, plumbers, dentists, pretty much everything. So if you need something to, start generating high quality calls for your business, then feel free to reach out. I'll put a calendar link in the description below. So if you want to schedule something with me or my team to see how we can help you out, that will be in the description. All right. So hopefully this video was helpful and, spark some type of idea, whether you, decide to bring on a specialist or not. Hopefully you can now put together your own campaign and, have this set up the right way and then start growing your business. All right. So if you enjoyed it, drop a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more tips. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.